What's up, y'all? It's your girl T Louise. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification button so you guys are aware when I drop new videos, and make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel. Today's video, y'all, I'm going to be diving in about my first mental breakdown ever. This is the first time I've ever had a full-blown mental breakdown, and I felt like I really wanted to share this video with anyone who may be dealing with depression or on the brinks of having a mental breakdown, and why it's important for you to be doing certain things. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get into today's video. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So y'all see the title, y'all know what this is about. We get into this depression, this mental breakdown. I wanted to put this video as a part of my motivational Mondays, because just to motivate you guys, if you guys are going through depression, suicidal thoughts, anything of that nature, to seriously just really and truly seek some type of therapy, seek some type of relationship with God, because initially those are all the things that have helped me to get to where I'm at right now. So just a recap of everything. If you guys haven't seen my video about why I quit my entrepreneurship journey for 6 months, you guys really should go check out this video, because it's really kind of tied to my first mental breakdown, literally. So recap of 2020 and 2019. So in 2019, my mom passed away. Before she passed away, we were homeless, sleeping in our car, living out of our car. It was just a really depressing time. And then my mom passed, and time just got even more depressed. And I was trying to fill the void with things. I was traveling the world. I was buying things. I was trying to fill the void of depression with things around me: family, friends, money, food, whatever I could possibly fill it with. And so in 2020, I ended up moving here to Atlanta, my boyfriend and I. And that's when things really got really deep for me. I guess you could say maybe in a way I was running. I actually stayed in Nashville a whole year because I didn't want to feel like I was running from my mom's death. But at the same time, I feel like I was. So I moved here, wanted to pursue, my career further. I wanted to be able to be closer to my connections that I had to kind of, speed up my career and things like that. And it just did not turn out that way. It did not turn out that way. COVID was going on. It just did not turn out that way. I was trying to run a business, literally running on fumes. I started another business running on fumes. And like I said, I talk about that a lot in my other video, which I will make sure I put in this video in the description. But I was trying to fill that void of depression. And depression, y'all, I'm gonna insert some clips because I want y'all to see what depression really looks like. Depression is not always sad and crying. Depression can also be someone looking happy, excited, things like that. So this is what I look like when I was depressed. Okay, so we'll insert the videos there. So now that y'all have a glimpse of what I look like when I was depressed, y'all can understand that depression is not just someone that's in the house all day, cooped up, crying, being sad, suicidal thoughts. Like, depression could be full-blown someone putting on a mask every single day, keeping their face straight, keeping their face smiling because they don't want anyone to know what's really going on with them. And that was me. Like, I'm one of those type of people, like, everybody comes to me like I'm the strong friend. Like, everybody's telling me their problems, and I'm helping, and I'm giving, giving and giving and giving and giving. But then it's like, when it comes to my problems, I'm like, well, I don't want to be a burden to nobody. I don't want to tell nobody my issues. And so, like, I was in therapy, living in Nashville, and then when I moved here, it took me about a year to get back in therapy. And that by far was one of the best decisions I made. And the second best decision I made, actually my first decision was getting a relationship with God. My second best decision was to go into therapy. Even though I went to therapy first, then I got a relationship with God. But either way it went, I still got a relationship with God, and I still actually got my butt back in therapy. It took me about a year simply because I really wasn't really ready to deal with the things that were in my closet. Like, I had a lot of secrets. I had a lot of things that I didn't feel comfortable talking to someone about. And because I had been to therapy before, I never really connected with the therapist where I felt open enough to really talk about the things that were really, that I was really battling with. So the lady that I have now is my therapist. She's the best. She's like my big sister. I can talk to her literally about everything and not feel judged. I be telling this woman all my business, okay? Everything. And so she's like the first therapist that I've actually had where I've been able to actually heal from certain things because I'm able to talk to her about them. Y'all know me, got my notes, so I'm trying to make sure I'm staying on key. So I will say the reason why I probably had a mental breakdown was a few reasons. One, because I was running from grief. I wasn't really ready to acknowledge, and I'm not saying that, I never really acknowledged that my mom was gone. I think it was just something that I never really was trying to think about. In this time period of my mental depression and my mental breakdown, I was smoking marijuana really, really heavy, like every day, all day, suppressing how I was feeling. And that's another thing. Suppression is never good. Suppressing how you feel, suppressing your thoughts, suppressing your emotions, that is never good. And suppression ties in with depression. Because it's like the more you suppress how you feel, you're gonna eventually, all that stuff that you're depressing and suppressing down is going to eventually crack. Like it's at some point you ain't got nothing else. You ain't got no space. Like you don't have no more space to consist and press down. Like there's no more space in this can. Like you cannot suppress anything else. And just like a pop can of biscuits, when you peel that paper back and the biscuits, that's how your emotions, your mental state, all of that, that's how it's going to be. And so I just encourage you, if you are suppressing things, if you're going through depression, I just seriously encourage every single one of you guys to simply, even if it's not going to get a therapist, find someone who you can trust, okay? Not somebody that's going to listen and then go and run their mouth to the next person and things like that, or use whatever you told them for ammunition the next time. Like, no. Someone who you can trust, that it's not going to judge you, tell your business, spread your information all over the city and your family, things like that, which is why I got a therapist. So if you can get a therapist, get a therapist. And get a therapist, someone who you feel like you're comfortable with. Because it's no point if you're going to therapy if you can't feel comfortable enough with that therapist to literally pour everything out. Because if you're not pouring everything out, you're never really going to get healing. I've been listening to Jerry Flowers, and Jerry says it every single time. He says, if you are not pouring out how you feel, you can never really heal. Like you can't heal from things that you don't talk about. So that's why I said it's important for you to talk about things. Like you can't suppress. You're going to be like that pop can of biscuits, I'm telling you, and eventually you're going to crack. Your mind going to crack. You going to crack. And that night that I had my mental breakdown, it scared me so bad. Like I literally was on the computer that night looking for therapists. Like that's how bad it was. My mind, I had never had my mind feel so sick like that before. Like I had never had my mind feel so sick the way it was feeling. Like it just felt so full, so clogged. It just was really scary. And I knew right then and there that it was time for me to do something. It was time for me to really talk about the things that I had been going through. And I needed to do something about it fast. So that night, I looked for therapists. I ended up finding me a therapist. I called the next day because I think it was a Sunday. So I called Monday. I made an appointment and I went. And I started out going every week. Every weekend, I was going once a week. And then after that, recently, it's been like every 2 weeks or something like that. So, and that's because I've really incorporated God in my life more now. And so I really don't have to go to therapy every week because, no offense to my therapist, which I still love going to talk to her, but majority of the stuff I talk to God about and things like that. So it's just really just been this journey from depression, well, from homelessness, depression, then grief, depression, and then depression with losing my business, depression with really not even losing my business, depression with not making any sales, depression with life, depression with everything. This journey has really been a lot. It's been very traumatic. And it's just been a journey where I'm really understanding who I am. I think that I had to go through a year with complete isolation, a year of completely doing nothing, completely having nothing but a roof over my head and clothes on my back and food in my stomach. God literally put me in a situation where I had no one to depend on but him. And unfortunately, it went down the way it went down simply because of the actions that I played, but it also came out to work out for my good as well. So oftentimes when we go through things like this, it can also work out for our good. So I just encourage each and every single one of you guys, to understand that growth is beautiful and scary at the same time. So sometimes once we come out of that depression, we go through this phase of what's next, like what now? Just embrace the what now, and everything will start to fall into place. So I hope this video has encouraged you guys to truly seek some type of therapist, someone for you to express how you're feeling. And just maybe you're listening to my story and you can be like, well, man, I really have been feeling depressed, or I've been feeling sad about certain things. I shouldn't suppress this anymore. Now, after I've been going to therapy 7, actually this is August. No, this is September. So I've been going to therapy for 9 months now. 9 months. And in 9 months, I've literally opened up back one of my businesses. I'm taking it slow now. I've opened up one of my businesses. I'm working on getting my second one back open because I'm working on a more solid foundation for that business, because when I do open it back up, I want it to be the business that it needs to be, the representation that it needs to be. I don't want it to be nothing else. I don't want any hiccups. I want everything to be in place, so I'm not feeling overwhelmed. So in a 9 month time frame, I've grown a relationship with God. I've opened up one of my businesses back up, and I'm truly discovering the person that God needs me to be. So I really hope this video has encouraged you. I hope that if you are also going through depression, a mental breakdown, sadness, suicidal thoughts, whatever you are going through, I just pray that you're able to truly build a relationship with Christ. I don't know what your religion or who you worship may be, but I worship Christ, Jesus Christ, Lord the Savior, and he has saved me from a lot of things. So I love you guys. If you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, leave them in the comments below. And I love you. Peace, love, and blessings. T. Louise.